Hello, lovely people. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Raina Read Stuff. I'm Debs. I am here in the book shack. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas if you were celebrating. Maybe you got lots of bookish gifts. I got some. I might show you at some other point, but that's not the point of today's video. Suddenly occurred to me that we're very much approaching 2025 and maybe I should do a video about my plans, my reading plans, my plans for the channel, etc., for the next 12 months. But firstly, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, and also a big thank you, obviously, to subscribers who have been with me for a while. This time last year, I was hoping to top 100 subscribers, and now I'm getting close to 1,000, and I'm hoping at some point soon to top 1,000 subscribers. So for all you people who have sat and listened to me waffle on ridiculously about books, thank you so much. Your support is so appreciated, and I love chatting with you. I really love chatting with you, and I've made some great friends. So it's been a wonderful booktube year, and I'm looking forward to the next wonderful booktube year. So what are my reading plans for next year? Last year I said I was going to calm my reading down. That didn't happen at all. So this year I'm not going to say that. I have some personal projects that I want to ensure that I actually read something for. And I have some group projects that I shall be embarking on, more year-long ones than ever before. And then, of course, there's the monthly events and the group reads and the buddy reads and all that fun stuff. So let's start off with my projects, my personal projects. And I want to make sure when I'm reading that I'm including the projects that I have decided that I want to do for myself, as well as other projects. So the first one is my classics 60 before 60. I turned 59 in the middle of October this year. So middle of next October, I will be turning 60. And I've decided to read 60 classics before I'm 60. And I'm doing quite well so far. I've read 12. Now, when I say classics, this is my definition of a classic. So I have read some classics like Frankenstein, and A Christmas Carol and things like that. But then I've also read some classic science fiction, some classic children's literature. So my idea of a classic might not be yours, or it might not be the official idea, but it's my challenge. I'll read what I like. Second up is my Around the World project, which I've been doing for some time now. I've got several maps on the wall here with little stickers on them, but there's a lot missing, and a lot missing, so I want to continue with that. And that's not just a fiction thing. So I want to learn more about more countries by reading some of their history or travel writing or poems or plays, as well as fiction. Closer to home is my literary Nottingham project. And Nottingham is where I live. It's also one of the UNESCO cities of literature. So I want to read those local authors like D.H. Lawrence or John Harvey, who have put Nottingham on the literary map enough to be noted by UNESCO. And finally, for my personal projects, no, not finally, I also want to complete the My Novel Life Challenge, which is to read a book published every year of your life. So I started with 1965 because I'm old. I think the next up will be a book published in 1971. And the rules are that you have to do them in order, and you can't reread, and you must choose a different author for each one. So you can't just read Agatha Christie books, for example. So yes, I haven't chosen my next book for that, but with the exception of the classics 60 before 60, none of my other personal projects have time limits on them. So as long as I feel that I have ticked some of the boxes during the course of this year, that's fine with me. The other thing I want to do is to explore more poetry. I know very little about poetry. I enjoy watching channels about poetry, and Pat at Book Chat with Pat and Aaron at Aaron Facer and David Novak have all helped me to start educating myself. So I'd like to read more poetry, which might mean that every so often I partake of Poetry Thursday. Who knows? Now, there are plenty of events going on this year. I mean, there's always plenty of events going on, but there are a number of year-long events that I am planning to take part in. First up, very close to my heart, Historathon 2025, Brainchild of Vin at Revenant Reads. I'll list all the information about these events in the description. I have been honoured to be a co-host this year, and I'm being a co-host next year as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the Banned Books Challenge that was started by MJ this year, and we read 24 banned books during 2024 to highlight the ridiculousness of the book banning and challenges in mainly the US. But I did notice that in Wales they're taking certain books off the GCSE, which is an exam in this country, reading syllabus, and the books they've removed so far are To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee and John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. And although they can't be said to be banned, they're still available in school libraries and things like that. It's just, I don't know, I just think youngsters should be encouraged to read these things. But so 25 in 25 is the challenge for this year for the banned books. And on Fable, we have an extremely good I'm with the Banned book club, where we read a different book a month. And January's book is Beloved by Toni Morrison. Then Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads has organised a year-long reading of Proust's. You see them here, In Search of Lost Time. There's 6 books that comprises In Search of Lost Time. We will be reading them quite slowly, so hopefully it should be doable. I have the first 4. I have yet to buy the final 2. Also, there are 3 other year-long events that I want to be taking part in. One is called Endless Drama, and that has been organised by Angelia at Read and Reread, and this is all about reading plays and drama. So 2 plays a month. Even with all the other stuff, I think that's doable. Plays tend to be quite quick reads, and I'm looking forward to that very much. And then Ross at Scally Danglin About the Books and Katia at Page Turners with Katia are jointly hosting a new reading event for this year, which is called Reading the Globe. And this is all about works of translated literature, which will tie in very much with my Around the World project. And that is kicking off in January as well. I'm very much looking forward to that. Finally, for my year-long events, Mariandrea Belmont, at her channel is the same name, has organised the Books and Bocadillos book club for 2025, which is all about reading Latino authors. And that also will tie in very nicely with my Reading Around the World project, particularly as South America doesn't have many little white dots on it at the moment. So that's another one I'm very much looking forward to. In addition, the Pineiro Project, which is reading the works of Claudio Pineiro, the works that have been translated to English from the Spanish, continues. Everybody's just finishing up Thursday Night Widows at the moment. We will be moving on to Elena Knows, which I believe many of the group have already read. I actually haven't. I'd never heard of Claudia Pineiro until I began with this group. So we've read now All Yours, Time of the Flies, and Thursday Night Widows. So I'm looking forward to Elena Knows. I don't know how long through the year that will last us, but we still have several books to go, so it will last us certainly into the spring. Obviously there'll be group reads. The Ulysses 6 is getting back together to read The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. That will be February and March, because we're basically insane. We're also going to be tackling some of Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce, and these will help me towards my classics 60 in before I'm 60. But also it's just so much fun to read with those guys. You know, they the group reads and the buddy reads that I've undertaken have been really, really good fun. I've got a couple of buddy reads coming up, 2 in January, 1 in February. I think one's booked in for April already. Then, of course, you come to the monthly events, and just because I'm taking part in longer term events doesn't mean I won't be joining Horror Mayhem or June on the Range or Rocket Summer or Garb August or all of these fabulous things. I will also probably be taking part in those. What I plan to do, though, is not to throw myself wholeheartedly in and compel myself to do every prompt. I will participate without damaging the list of things that I want to read as well. I have plenty of books here, so I think I can find something for most events already. Now, the final event is another personal event, project. And this is called Books I've Stolen from My Dad's Library. My dad had an extensive book collection. He died just over 8 years ago. His book collection is still in my mother's house. I have been staying at my mother's house over Christmas so we could see family, and decided the time has come just to blatantly steal his books. The rest of my family aren't interested in them, mainly because they're subjects my mum probably doesn't want to read. My sister doesn't really read for fun. My two brothers have Down syndrome and they can't read, and so I'm stealing them. Rather than buying books this year, I'm just blatantly going to steal my dad's. And so that's another project, reading books that I've stolen from my father's library. That's about it, really, for my reading plans. It sounds quite chaotic, but I'm going to try and be a little more organised about things. I've got lots of notebooks and lots of lists. I am an absolute list freak. So I shall be trying on the channel to catch up with my tags and keep a check on what I'm meant to be reading and when, plan my videos slightly more coherently, and I can't say that's going to work, but that's the idea. On the channel, I think you'll be seeing more videos, and I'll be updating my contact information, so you can find me on TikTok or Blue Sky or Instagram. I haven't done it yet. Don't check yet because I haven't done it. Might do it tomorrow. But yes, more videos, more shorts, some poetry, random stuff. I suppose I would say that my go-to genre is crime, but actually I've been looking at my favourite reads of this year, and not many of them are crime. So I'm going to have to, I read anything, basically. And so you might see anything. Anyway, that's it. Those are my reading plans. They sort of sounded sensible in my head, but now they sound a bit chaotic. Oh well, I'm sure I'll get through them. Tag along for the ride. Let me know what you're going to read. I always love to hear from you. So what are your plans for next year? I shall be back tomorrow with my weekly reading wrap up, because even though I have been away for Christmas, I've read stuff. And so it will be a short video because I haven't read very much. But weekly reading wrap ups have to be done on a Sunday. I don't know why I have to do them on a Sunday, but I do. So I will. And if you fancy watching, I'll be around at about the same time. Thank you for popping by. It's always lovely to see you. I hope you've had a fabulous week, and I wish all of you a very, very happy new year if I don't speak to you beforehand, and a great bookish 2025. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.